I was in corporate for a long time. I was doing marketing and sales, and I was also doing leadership development sa training.
Okay.
And then in that journey, I realized na yung gusto ko talaga is coaching people. So I came across many schools offering that. And I
Okay.
took a course in coaching.
Okay.
And then I never looked back since. So I've been helping so many leaders and teams
Okay.
transform themselves.
Ayun. Can you cite a particular instance that really, where our listeners can will be able to know how this is done, what happened, what was the before and the after.
Yeah.
Ganun, no?
So basically, ano ba ma-expect nila sa isang coaching session with Coach Anda?
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me maybe give you an example. And I just want to say na I can't name the names of
Yes,
clients.
yes, of course.
Okay,
Very
no,
We understand.
private
no
siya.
problem. Yeah.
So when people go to me, may particular goals sila. So this client of mine, yung gusto niya is to be able to connect better with his stakeholders and be
Okay.
able to be more influential with them.
Influential.
Okay.
Okay. So he was a CEO. Actually, hindi siya Filipino. He's a foreigner.
Okay.
And then he asked me for help. So I told him that I'll be able to help him in a period of 8 months. So yung nagagawa kasi ng coaching is that sometimes it takes you so long to figure out yourself as a leader and get clarity and how to also bring your team. There's also a lot of learning involved, and it really transforms the teams. So this leader I'm talking about, he was able to look at the way he saw his situation and change his mindset, and also look at the way he's operating in the company.
Yep.
So a lot of the things that I do is focus on this line: what got you here won't get you there. So one of the courses that I took with Marshall Goldsmith, yun yung line na ginagamit niya. So I always like that, because what made you successful yesterday, those are the things na hindi, some of them are gonna make you successful today and tomorrow, but not all of them.
Not all of them.
Yeah, so that's one of the, sometimes the big mistakes na
Yeah.
you think that everything that made you successful before, you can bring with you today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no silver bullet actually.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. And I think it's also difficult for, syempre, many successful people, right, to acknowledge na they don't know everything, di ba? Do you find that in your coaching
Tama.
experience?
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, halo-halo. There are people who are open to change and learning.
Okay.
But ano kasi, sa coaching, you have to face yourself in the mirror. And maybe these are things na alam mo na kailangan mo i-change kasi it affects your performance at work.
Okay.
Right? So as a leader, as a CEO, as a business owner, these are things you have to work on to be a better and more effective leader, to level up.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of humility and openness
I see.
and
Good.
willingness to change to
Yes.
be able to do that.
Yeah.
So medyo mahirap yun kung medyo set ka na, diba? You're
Oo.
older, you're successful, but also realizing that being successful, it's also about being open to what you need to work on. And you're not perfect.
I see. So how do you change that mindset? Kasi siyempre, when you're a
Yeah.
businessman,
Correct.
successful like that. But then there are certain, mga problema.
Tama. Kasi
Yeah.
So how do you go over that? How do you tell them, uy, be humble o kaya whatever.
Oo, kasi
Yeah.
Coach Anda,
Be a listener, parang gano'n.
yung mga kausap mo, di ba, mga CEO yan.
Tama,
Diba?
mga business
Foreigners,
owner.
Mga foreigners, iba, business
Yeah.
owners, successful na. Di ba?
Oo. Yeah.
Paano mo na-change nga? Tama yung tanong
Yeah.
ni Tito Lito, very important. Paano mo
Yeah.
naiiba yung mind
So,
frame nila, di ba?
oo. So I like your question, no? So I use a process where they can see the value of change. So first, you can't just tell them this is what you need to change if they don't see the value. So I help them do like a cost benefit. If you don't change and you picture yourself, keep on doing these things in the next 5 years, what will that look like? Ano yung cost sa'yo? Or ano yung benefits to yourself if you start changing? So sometimes people don't see the bigger picture. And I also am very good in reading patterns. So I think maybe I could have been a CIA or something like that because I can read. But no. I can read people very
Okay.
well. So because I can read people, I can see their success patterns, but I can also see the things that don't make them successful.
Yeah.
But I also have a really good approach where I can tell them straight. Like I think earlier off cam, I was telling you that I can be very straightforward,
Yeah.
very direct also. But if it helps people with their growth, I'm also willing to do that. And so I do it in a way where they see the value and the benefit of it, and they're willing to change. So there has to be willingness to change. And it also depends on the personality of the person. No? So when I talk to people and I want them to move towards the direction, pina-profile ko muna sila.
Muna.
And then I work with what motivates them, what drives them, paano yung mind nila. Kasi yun yung profiling part. And yun yung part na nagbabasa ako ng patterns ng mga tao.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nakakatakot pala, no?
Oh, nakakatakot.
You see patterns kagad. You know, it's...
Warning. Warning ito. Warning. No, but joking aside, Coach Anda, wait, you've been rated as one of the top 3 best APAC executive
LinkedIn.
coaches.
On
diba?
LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn, di ba?
That's right.
Can you talk, without naming names, siguro yung pinakamalaking challenge na naharap mo, yun nga, when dealing with yung mga leaders at teams na na-handle mo na.
Okay. Actually, there are several challenges, no? But
Okay.
locally here, there is the culture part, right?
Culture.
Yeah, the culture, our
Okay.
culture. So sometimes we are too nice. We're not direct, diba? We don't wanna be...
Di tayo frank.
Di tayo frank.
Oo.
We don't want to be given feedback because we feel
Correct.
like it's something like that's gonna attack us and we
Yes.
feel bad.
Yep.
So sometimes that culture gets in the way. But
Yep.
like I said earlier, I'm able to work around that culture to be able to help them to see the value. And there are a lot of clients that I work with, Ren, na it's not just changing kasi yung CEO or yung business owner with their own mindsets, but it's also making them learn how to use that sa team sila. Kasi as a leader, it's all about people, diba? You're always working with your teams. Yeah.
Ganda.
Yeah. Wait, you work with a mantra. I saw this on your profile. What does it mean? Yung level up and play a bigger game.
Yes.
And of course, if you could relate it especially to the entrepreneurs that
Yeah.
are watching
Yeah.
and listening to our show today.
Many entrepreneurs are watching.
Yeah.
So when I talk about leveling up, so let's go back to that line, what got you here won't get you there. So
Okay.
if you want to play a bigger game, there are things that need to change. But change is not easy. There are things that you need to accept about yourself. There are things
Okay.
you need to let go of.
Yes.
And then you need to also be able to be agile to change strategy. And that's
Change
not
strategy.
easy, right?
Okay.
Because you have to be able to see that it's 3 months from now, it's different from 6 months from now. So you have to be able to to adapt to it and be clear on what you see. So those are some of the big challenges that I help leaders with.
I see.
Yeah, so it's a lot about internally mindset nila. If I play sports also, so it's a lot about also your inner game.
Yes.
So who you are as a person, ano yung anchors mo, how do you think, how do you operate as a person, and baka may mga habits din na di na effective, di na nag-work, and being able to let that go. Mahirap yon kasi sanay ka na to do certain things in a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I help them level up by letting that go and understanding the space that they have to work with. So if they have to level up, what does it mean for them to play a bigger game for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Anda, again, thank you so much for sharing that. Kasi I think, speaking as an entrepreneur, right, one of the reasons why ayaw namin ng change is sometimes we feel na it's going to be too risky.
Tama.
Diba? So, what's one piece of advice na mabibigay mo sa mga Filipino entrepreneurs na gusto rin mag-level up but are afraid
Afraid.
Yeah.
of the
So you don't
change?
treat
diba?
a new
Yes.
path.
It's true. I'll go back.
Comfort zone.
Yeah,
diba?
comfort
In short.
zone.
Diba?
Actually,
Oo. Mm.
I like that you brought up comfort zone, no? Because your comfort zone is not really your comfort zone. In your mind, you're telling yourself, comfort zone ko yan.
Oh. Okay.
But in the long run, hindi siya comfort zone. You're uncomfortable with. Nakasanayan mo lang.
Okay.
But actually, it's not helping you.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh,
if
yun, ah.
if you realize that
I
it's
think
not
that-
helping you,
yeah.
and you need to take that risk, and it's really a question of how much do you want that. So as a business owner, how much do you want to grow? And if you don't take that risk, ano yung mangyayari if you don't do that?
Yes. Yeah.
So for people also who are fearful or who are afraid, I suggest it's taking small steps
Yeah.
and focusing on things na makakontrol mo.
Yep.
Kasi if you don't focus on things that you can control, you can panic or you're gonna not be able to think straight. So it's very important for a business owner to be able to think straight, to plan,
Yeah.
to know what to do next.
That's
so
why-
how to remain calm is important.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very important. Remain calm, you know.
Yeah.
Eh, ikaw, nagdadrive ka mag-isa.
Ano connection yun, Tito? Ikaw talaga.
You should change your mindset.
Okay, okay.
Sabihan ko siya eh.
Nakumuha
Nagdadrive
ng...
to. Sayang yung oras. So,
Yeah.
siya pag-isip siya ng ibang mga negosyo. Hindi, ayaw niya. Kasi daw, baka naiinis siya sa drive.
Hindi naman, Tito. Uy, fake news yan. Alam mo kung yung totoong story kung bakit ayaw ka ng driver, ha? But ibang usapan yun, Coach.
Yeah.
And wait, can you talk about naman yun nga, can you walk us through yung typical coaching session mo? Di ba? What can someone expect, di ba? From one of a coaching session with Coach Anda.
With me.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So I like I said, the way I operate, I like things very simple, straightforward, but there's a lot of impact already.
Okay.
And so coaching session is actually just 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour. But
Ano yan? A day? A week?
1 hour a month.
1 hour a
Yeah.
month?
But then I also customize for people who depend sa situation. No? There's some
Okay.
leaders or business owners who need more than 1 month. So we do it twice a month, every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And why is it every 2 weeks or every month? Kasi kailangan mong i-apply yung natutunan mo sa coaching.
Okay.
And that's where change happens.
Yung 1
Yeah.
hour, what 1 hour? Yung beyond 1 hour, wala na? Hindi na, ano?
Beyond 1 hour, actually, they can still talk to me, they can email me, they can call me naman. But the actual core sessions, after
Yung
1 hour, yun na yun.
Ay,
But
okay.
that's enough already for people to know what they need to do and know what they need to do also moving forward.
Kaya ang kagandahan sa iyo, Coach Anda, is that pagdating lang nung client, alam mo na kagad eh.
Actually, the skill of...
You have already read who he is.
Yeah. And the skill of a really good coach is actually knowing what the real problem is. Kasi sometimes, parang siyang iceberg eh. They present to you the problem, and then when I look at it, that's not really the problem. It's bigger than that. It's something
Ayun.
else.
It's a bird.
Yeah. So I help them also identify ano talaga yung problema dito. How come if they want to scale or if they want to level up or if they want to work with their teams or work with themselves as leaders, ano ba talaga yung problem or saan ba siya nagagaling? Kasi iceberg tip lang yung nakikita mo eh. So I help them see the bigger picture so they know what the real problem is. Yeah. And from there, we come up with the big goals that they want to be, how they want to be as a leader at the end of all the sessions.
And
So
then
may big goal yun.
That's when you prepare the checklist. What's supposed to be.
Yeah, so there's a big goal, and then every session that we have in the period of mga 8 months.
Yep.
8 months.
8 months siya. Kasi change, hindi siya madali, di ba? So it takes time to make those changes happen. We make sure that it's supported by mini sessions to be able to hit those big goals. Yeah.
Pero Coach Anda, you not only focus on one-on-one sessions, you also are a team coach.
That's right,
O
yeah.
Can you
I'm a
talk
team coach as well.
talk about naman how do you handle teams differently versus a one-on-one session?
Okay. So, very similar yung team coaching at leadership coaching. Kasi yung team coaching is really focusing on the teams and how the dynamics of working together. But I work with very small teams, yung management team or yung as a business owner, ano yung immediate team na you work with.
Okay.
And I focus on how they, the dynamics, how they communicate with each other, which actually affects performance and yung mga mindset nila. And I still use the coaching way to be able to coach them, like asking them the questions,
Okay.
helping them take a step back, look at what they're doing, and helping them also to make choices. It's really about making choices every day. Because every day we only have 2 choices.
Yeah.
So if they choose one, the wrong choice, then it affects already the business. So
Okay.
not just the leaders, but the teams themselves, the people in the team, making those best choices to help them in the organization or sa business nila.
Yun. What's one mistake na madalas mo nakikita sa mga leaders or business owners that seek you?
Yeah. Especially when they're trying to scale up or grow their
Yeah.
business, di ba?
One big thing is because change happens so quick, hindi nila alam na they've transitioned to another phase of the business already.
Correct, yep.
So, yung nangyayari, parang they're always still using what they were using in the previous phase
Yep.
na hindi na siya effective sa
Yes.
current phase. And it's hard to see that as the business moves fast. So I help them clearly see ano yung phase na nila and ano yung mga things na hindi na effective for them as a leader or as a business owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Tito, I can relate to that kasi if you allow me to share lang, ako with my business, only recently lang na we realized na yung social media management effort or marketing efforts namin, were actually not at par with what I guess was effective in the marketplace right now. So then we made that conscious decision nga na, humanap nga tayo ng mga professionals na magmamanage para sa atin rather than us doing it internally.
Yeah.
So parang it was...
That's also a clear example, no? Because you could have done that for
was
a
an
long
awakening.
time.
Yes,
right?
correct.
And then you would have
It
wasted so much time and money and all
Parang
that.
ano yan parang you can compare that Going from one point to another, you can do that on your own.
Yeah.
Or you can do that with someone and with you thinking about, bigger things for your company.
Yung problema...
Paano naman ako dun?
Hindi naman halata. No, that's coaching kasi.
And driving at the same time, Tito. Ay.
But as you were talking, I thought of something also.
Oh.
So coaching, the value of having a coach is someone to really help you see the bigger picture. Because
Correct,
sometimes
yep.
you're stuck. You're focusing on things that you can't control.
Yes.
And then you're stuck with yung old ways of doing things kasi nakasanayan mo na. So hindi mo nakikita na it's costing time, money, effort.
Yep.
So I really help shorten that process by making it easier for them so that clear yung who they are as leaders and making them make the best decisions that will help the company.
Culture-wise, mas maganda pag foreigners. Madali, you can really
Yeah, iba
suck
siya.
it to them, di ba?
Oh, wait.
Well-
Pero pag Pinoy, mahirap, di ba?
Siguro just to build on Tito's question,
Yeah.
how do you treat yung coaching a foreigner versus coaching someone that's domestic? I guess locally, a local
also.
business owner, CEO, or entrepreneur, di ba?
Well, yung with foreigners kasi, mas open sila or they're more direct. So you can tell things to them straight, diba?
Okay.
And also you have to be, there's a certain level of, a little bit more aggressive in the way you approach
Kailangan
things.
diretso yung approach mo.
Diretso, strong.
Wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa.
Oo, ganon.
Oo.
Pero if you think about it also, there are some leaders dito naman or business owners sa Philippines na ganon naman sila.
Okay.
So I think it's just making the best strategy based on the profile of the person that I'm working with. Kasi even if I've heard the problems or the issues from this business owner, and narinig ko na rin yun from other business owners, iba pa rin siya.
Ayun.
Kasi iba pa rin yung situation mo compared to others. So I really customize it. Para siyang if you read a book or you watch something on YouTube and you want to change, and you wonder, ba't hindi ako nag-change? After 1 month, balik sa dati.
Ayun.
So the value of coaching also is to bring you back, make sure that you hit those goals that you want to achieve.
Yep.
And then it also customizes the strategies based on your situation. So hindi lang siyang general thing. It's about being very specific with the strategies that they have to do.
Strategy,
Yeah.
Yeah, but were there times na yung na-coach mo, halimbawa, a year before, nagpa-coach ulit a year later?
Yeah.
And
May
why?
ganun din.
Yeah. Ibig sabihin, you're doing it well.
Yes. So there's a lot of clients also. Let's say I do a 8-month program. Sometimes yung 8-month, bitin pa. So they want more. But my goal kasi in the 8-month is they're pretty set, very clear na sila with themselves and they know how to make those best decisions. But it changes nga yung business. That's why next year, iba na yung business, iba na yung role nila, iba na yung ginagawa nila. So everything looks different.
Yeah.
So then they need coaching again. Yeah.
Why the 8? Why
8
the 8
months,
months?
yeah.
Okay.
Why not 7? Why not 9?
Kasi ano yun?
Good question.
Infinity, yung 8.
It's a lucky number.
Swerte yan. Yeah.
No, not because it's a lucky number, but in the 14 years that I've been coaching also, I've realized that change takes time.
Okay.
So if I were to put it in phases, the first phase, the first 3 months, parang na-realize naman nila kung anong kailangan nilang gawin.
Okay.
Pero sometimes back and forth pa rin yan eh.
Okay.
Diba? So in the 4th, 5th, and 6th month, they're starting to do more of the actions, they're starting to change, but they're still, again, going back and forth. But the last 3 months, it already becomes part of you.
Okay.
So if you think about something na gusto mong i-change, that, and then you worked on it, nag-change ka, ganun talaga yung process kasi it takes time, di ba? And then when it becomes a part of you, madali na siya.
Galing.
Yeah.
Wait, kanina binanggit mo yung working with teams, di ba? Yung kultura dito, usually nakaka-encounter ka ng pushback, especially from teams that are really not so open to feedback, di ba?
Right, yeah.
So how do you
Set it up?
overcome this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important that as a coach also is to yung building trust nila
Okay.
with me and with each other.
Okay.
So yeah, like example, yesterday I did a team coaching session,
Okay.
and we were gonna do the feedback, which is the most difficult part. So
Okay.
natatakot na sila sa feedback kasi
Hindi, Coach, may add lang kasi a lot of times people are afraid of feedback because they feel, oh no, I'm gonna lose my job because of the negative feedback that I might receive. Diba?
That's
Yun ang
right. Yeah,
kinakatakutan.
oo.
But wait, Tito, we need to go on a break.
Time check. It's 2:26.
Oras hatid sa inyo ng Pagcor.
DWIZ Negoshow.
Ang programang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng Pagcor.
Pamaskong padala, NL Kwarta padala, mula sa M. Lumier, mabilis, madali, maasahan. Kwartang pinag-irapan, pinag-ipunan, sa M. Lumier, ang hindi nagkakaingatan. Padalang kinakailangan, labis na inaasahan, mabilis makakarating sa paroronan. ML Kwarta padala, pamilya padala, padalang galing sa puso.
Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakda na oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, tumawag lamang sa hotline number 02-8404-0171 o bisitahin ang www.casinofilipino.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa Pagcor. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam na matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking oras at salapi para sa sugal sa halip na para sa pamilya? Nababaon ka na ba sa utang at nagbebenta ng mga ari-arian dahil sa pagsusugal? Kung kailangan mo ng tulong o maging ang isang mahal mo sa buhay, may mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at impormasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
Fujidenzo Home and Commercial Appliances. Upgrade your usual appliances to Fujidenzo HD Inverter Appliances. Upgrade your home. Upgrade your business with Fujidenzo. Quality above all.
Minsan lang po tayo dadaan sa mundong ito. Kung ano pong kabutihan o tulong na pwede po natin gawin sa ating kapwa Pilipino, gawin na po natin ngayon dahil hindi na po tayo babalik sa mundong ito. Ako po ang inyong Senator Kuya Bongo, patuloy na magsiservisyo sa inyong lahat dahil ako po ay naniniwala na ang serbisyo sa tao, serbisyo po yan sa Diyos.
Oras na para malalimang pag-isipan kung sino ang iuupo mo sa susunod na eleksyon. Hatid ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation ang DWIZ. Iboto ang tama, itama ang boto. Alamin ang mga tamang balita at tamang impormasyon sa Aliw Channel 23, DWIZ News Nationwide, DWIZ News TV, DWIZ News FM Regional Network, Home Radio 97.9 at lahat ng digital channels ng DWIZ, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X at DWIZ News website, DWIZ. Iboto ang tama, itama ang boto. Pilipino, pag-isipan ng tama para sa desisyong tama.
Magandang hapon, Pilipinas. Narito na ang balita. Planong investigasyon ni Senator De La Rosa sa Duterte drug war, malinaw na mayroong conflict of interest. Balita mula kay Patrol 30, Jelly Mendez. Balikan natin si Jelly Mendez. Samantala, mga issue ng war on drugs dalhin na lang daw sa korte sa halip na imbestigahan pa sa Senado. Balita mula kay Patrol 19, Celi Ortega Bueno.
Para huwag maakusahan na self-serving ang planong investigasyon ng Senado at para mapabilis ang hustisya sa mga sinasabing biktima ng war on drugs, sinabi ni Senator Amy Marcos na makabubuting dalhin na sa korte ang mga nakikitang kaso. Ayon kay Senator Marcos, hindi maikakaila na napakahalaga ng mga naibubunyag sa House Quadcom hearing ng ilang testigo, pero nababahalaan niya siya sa kinakasang investigasyon ni Senator Bato de la Rosa dahil baka ito maakusahan na self-serving dahil isa siya sa mga inakusahan. Panahon na niya para utusan ng Department of Justice na maghain na ng mga kaukulang kaso sa mga nasasangkot sa manoy pag-abuso ng ilan sa giyera kontra illegal drugs. Kung may mga police general anya na may sala, dapat parusahan na. Kung mabilis ang hustisya, hindi na makikialam at manghihimasok ang kung sino-sino tulad ng International Criminal Court o ICC. Bagamat karapatan anya ni na Senator De La Rosa na ipagtanggol ang sarili, pero para kay Senator Marcos, sa halip na magsagawa ng hiwalay na investigasyon ang Senado, makabubuting dalhin na sa korte ang kaso. At narito ang bahagi ng pahayag ni Senator Amy Marcos.
Maganda siguro, palibasa marami na tayo na sakop ng mga katibayan. Dali na natin sa korte kapag sapat na. Let's bring it to court so that hindi masabihan that it is partisan or self-serve. Perhaps also it's time that the DOJ be ordered to file charges as necessary.
Ito sa Patrol 19, Celi Ortega Bueno, para sa impilang metodong lakas sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Feed.
Samantala, balikan natin si Patrol 30, Jelly Mendez.
Yes, naniniwala nga si Laguna Representative Dan Fernandez, ang co-chairman ng House Quad Committee na nag-iimbestiga sa mga kaso ng extrajudicial killings o EJKs na mayroong conflict of interest ang planong investigasyon o ang Senate inquiry ni Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa hinggil sa madugong drug on war sa ilalim ng dating administrasyon ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Ayon kay Congressman Fernandez, ang chairman ng House Committee on Public Order and Safety, si Senator de la Rosa ay may mahalagang papel na ginampanan sa kampanya ng Duterte administration dahil siya ang dating hepe ng Philippine National Police. Matatandaang libo-libong Pilipino ang nasawi sa madugong giyera kontra illegal na droga sa bansa. Naniniwala ang mambabatas na si Senator De La Rosa bilang arkitekto ng illegal na droga ay hindi kayang imbestigahan ang kanyang sarili kaugnayan sa naturang issue. Nagpayag rin ng pagdududa si House Quadcom co-chairman at Manila 6th District Representative Bienvenido Benny Abante Jr. sa kakayahan ni Senator De La Rosa na magsagawa ng patas na investigasyon kaugnay sa madugong giyera kontra illegal na droga. At sinabi ni Congressman Abante, ang chairman ng House Committee on Human Rights, na maaaring makompromiso ang integridad ng sinasabing Senate probe dahil malapit si Senator De La Rosa kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na nagtalaga sa kanya bilang PNP chief at sumuporta sa kanya sa kampanya noong nangangampanya ito sa pagkasenador sa bansa. Samantala, naniniwala si Representative Fernandez na ang pamumuno ni Senator Bato sa PNP noong panahon ng mga Duterte ay nababalot niya ng maraming kaso ng EJKs na iniuugnay sa reward system kung saan nakakatanggap ng pera ang mga pulis na nakakapatay ng mga drug suspect. Dahil dito ay hinimok ng Quadcom ang Senado na magtalaga ng mangunguna sa investigasyon na hindi direktang sangkot sa pagkukwestiyon ng mga polisiya. Ito si Patrol 30 Jelly Mendez nag-uulat para sa impilang may todong lakas sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Feed.
At yan ang mga balita sa oras na ito. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon at mas marami pang mga balita, bisitahin kami sa aming website www.dwiz882am.com at sundan ang aming X account at Facebook page DWIZ. Ako po si Kat Gonzalez.
Huwag pahuhuli, huwag papayag na wala kang alam kapag viral na, kapag trending na. Alam agad sa DWIZ News Feed. Ang balitang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng
Bingo Plus. Download Bingo Plus app now at Google Play or Apple App Store for a chance to win more than 75 million pesos jackpot prize. Visit Bingo Plus official website at bingoplus.com to learn more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
oras hatid sa inyo ng
Whirlpool Home Appliances that make everyday living so much easier. From washers, dryers, refrigerators, microwave ovens, cooking products, to air cons, air purifiers, and dishwashers. Whirlpool, sensing what matters today. Making your world a little easier. Whirlpool.
Oras sa buong Pilipinas, 2:36 ng magandang hapon.
That time check was brought to you by
Whirlpool Home Appliances that make everyday living so much easier. From washers, dryers, refrigerators, microwave ovens, cooking products, to air cons, air purifiers, and dishwashers. Whirlpool, sensing what matters today. Making your world a little easier. Whirlpool.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
DWIZ Negoshow. Kasama sina Lito Gagni at Gerry Urbina. Negoshow.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, we're back. And bago ang lahat, babasahin ko muna ang isang mensahe mula sa Philippine Amusement Gaming Corporation or PAGCOR. Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam ng matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking salapi at oras para sa sugal sa halip na para sa pamilya? Nababaon ka ba sa utang at nagbebenta ng ari-arian dahil sa pagsusugal? Kung kailangan mo ng tulong o maging ng isang mahal mo sa buhay, may mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at informasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
Okay. We're back, Coach Anda. And
Meron nakabitin na tanong.
About yung feedback. Diba? Kasi yung mga teams nga, yung mga corporate teams, especially yung mga nasa opisina, always allergic sa feedback. Natatakot kasi usually, natatakot sila na makatanggap ng negative na feedback. Diba? Kasi, diba? Alanganin eh. Diba? Job security. Diba? Oh, how do you handle that nga? Overcoming that? Yeah.
So, I was about to share yung session na ginawa ko with the team yesterday.
Yes.
So you can't just give them feedback right away kasi may bibigla nga sila, diba?
Correct, yes.
So you have to prep them and make them realize that, feedback is a gift. And that without the feedback, di ka mag-grow and it's something na hindi mo malalaman on what you need to change.
Yep.
So instead of being mad or insulted, you should actually be grateful. Kasi baka these are things na kailangan mong pag-isipan na. You have to think about, are these things I have to work on and maybe I've been avoiding it. So it's important to look into that. And yesterday was really good. People were hugging each other and people were just being grateful. And many of those times when I do those feedback sessions, a lot of the people feel very safe. And they feel that it's really helping them as a person. So I have some people who've come back to me and said, the feedback that my teammate told me like months ago or years ago, using the session that I did, sinasabi lang na it's still helping me. I remember and I'm doing it.
Wow.
So that changes really the relationships nila sa isa't isa. It's also helping the business as well because there's more communication, there's more. It's really a question about how can I give more value to the people I work with and how can I help them and also take care of them. So it's like in a sports team, diba? You're always like basketball, you're always like, you know your roles and you're helping each other. So I do something similar sa team coaching sessions. And also using, maximizing their strengths as well as a team.
Yep.
And managing yung mga weaknesses nila as a team as well.
So,
Yeah.
bali, you gamify the session ba? Something?
Sorry?
You gamify them?
The session.
Gamified, yes.
Yeah.
Well, sort of like gamified. I use different tools. So in giving feedback and making people realize things. So I use this tool also called Clifton Strengths to make people understand that differences are actually an advantage. Because sometimes if a
Differences are
person
advantage,
is
okay.
very different from you,
Yeah.
lalabanan mo siya,
Yep.
or isipin mo na ba't ganyan siya mag-isip.
Yeah.
So in the workshops or the sessions I do, it teaches them to respect other people. That people actually are good value, and I like to work with people who are opposites because I don't know a lot of the things that they know, and I want to know that, and I want them to help me using yung mga strengths nila na wala ako. Yeah.
Coach Ando, ang ganda ng binanggit mong yan. Kasi usually yan ang problema ng a lot of teams. Diba? Kasi
They want to be with like-minded people.
like-minded people, they don't realize na iba't iba mga background, yung mga kasama nila, iba't iba yung mga habits, di ba? So, minsan nagka-clash, di ba? So, how do you promote teamwork sa mga clients mo?
Well, I mentioned that I use a specific assessment, yung Clifton Strengths.
Okay.
And it takes a look at your strengths as a person. So yung strengths mo kasi, these are the things that you use to be able to think, to make decisions, to work with people. So if people understand that people have different kinds of strengths, and meron silang iba-ibang kwento, or meron silang iba-ibang motivations, or they're very different, it makes them come from a place of understanding.
Okay.
So kung may understanding, then that promotes people wanting to talk to each other more. And that's important because sa business, I've seen businesses na nag-avoid sila. I don't want to talk to that person, or I'm not gonna say anything. And when you avoid someone, sometimes it's those difficult conversations that you really have to have. Kasi that's also gonna be crucial for
So
the
how do
business.
you communicate this? Yung mga ganyan.
Yeah.
Kung may ganyang problema, yung ayaw mag-usap.
Yeah.
Meron?
Okay.
There is
So-
a cultural divide or whatever.
Yeah.
Iba't ibang ugali.
Oo.
Diba?
So
iba't ibang work ethic.
Yes.
Diba? Oh.
Maybe I can give you a specific example. No, so I was working with, this is in a company, I was working with 2 department heads.
Two department-
Super magkaiba sila.
Okay.
Away sila ng away.
Away rin sa-
And yung company parang pwede mag-move up, pwede mag-scale up, pero it's these 2 people who were in the way. So I made them understand na talagang magkaiba kayo. You know, you cannot force each other to be the other person kasi magkaiba kayo. And you have to see how you can work together. Example, yung isang person was more of analytical, nag-analyze siya ng mga information and wants to hear data. And the other one naman wants to move forward all the time. Action siya. Let's move forward. So parang naiinip siya. So you can imagine how that clashes in meetings. So it's just that understanding that, okay, knowing that this person is different from me, how do I use who they are as something, as an advantage, not in a bad way, no. But it's also knowing like how can I use their value or use also who they are as a person so we can complement each other and help each other. So you have to be able to also see na pareho naman yung goal. It's just different ways that you're doing it. Yeah. I think people naman know that, but sometimes you forget, diba? So you really have to create that setup. So as a team coach, sinaset-up ko yun. It's a proper setup. And I think that's my skill rin as a coach kasi I am very good with small groups and I can really help them learn how to trust each other in the process.
Wow,
Yeah.
sandali. Yung sa mga nakikinig, may mga nakikinig kasi sa amin. How do they reach you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm very active on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So you can look for me, Anda Del Rosario. That's my LinkedIn account. I'm also on Facebook, Coach Anda. You can also send me a message there. So those would be the quickest ways to reach me. So just connect with me on LinkedIn or in Facebook.
Yeah. And can I add lang, Coach, kasi nabasa ko rin sa LinkedIn profile mo, that you give out free executive sessions, di ba? 30-minute executive sessions for, can you yun nga, share that with our audience?
Well, it's important kasi, especially kung first time yung makarinig ng coaching, ano ba yung coaching and how can that help me?
Yep.
So in that short session, we talk about ano yung goals mo, ano yung mga breakthrough goals na gusto mong i-achieve, ano yung mga challenges that are in the way, and I help you solve one challenge. And I can actually do that in 15, 20, 30 minutes.
Yep.
And then you can see and understand the process. And that particular thing I'll help you with, that can really also help you in a big way with your business or the company that you work with. Yeah. So it's important to experience coaching also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Coach Anda, just going back to your team sessions, 'di ba? Kasi often nangyayari to ngayon nowadays yung tinatawag na burnout.
Burnout.
'Di ba? A lot of people in the workplace are complaining na I'm so burnt out. Masyado na akong stress. 'Di ba? Talagang nalulunod na ako sa trabaho. 'Di ba? I don't have time for myself. Boss, kailangan ko na ng mental break.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you help teams deal with this?
Yeah. So, well, there has to be the support of the boss. So let's
Okay.
say if you're leading a team, you have to communicate with them. You have to give them, maybe if it's too much from them, they need a space.
Okay.
So give them that, give them importance and give that to them also. But I think this is where leader, being a coach, is also important. So you have to be able to coach your team, and maybe the burnout could also be coming from something, or baka overwhelmed lang sila, or they're focusing on things that they can't control, and maybe it just requires a conversation from the boss or from the business owner or from the leader.
Yep.
And it's important also to be able to take those breaks and to be able to ask your team members to be able to make you more productive or productive
Yep.
in the environment that we're working with. What do you need? Ano yung kailangan mo? Kasi yung kailangan mo as a boss may be different from what they need also as individuals.
Anyway, time check ulit. It's 2:47.
Oras hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
DWIZ Negoshow. Paano ka mag-online shopping ngayon? Bayad muna bago bukas parcel? Online shopping with ShopSafe. Bukas parcel bago bayad. Introducing M. Luelier's newest iwas scam service, ShopSafe. ShopSafe is an online escrow service which connects buyers and sellers safely online on Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, and Carousel. Magaan ng online shopping with ShopSafe. Download the Mcash app now or visit mluelier.com to learn more about it. Shop smart, sell safe with ShopSafe.
Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakda na oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, tumawag lamang sa hotline number 02-8404-0171 o bisitahin ang www.casinofilipino.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa PAGCOR. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Hindi lang to basta product merong message behind it. And isa si MX3 na ginawa ni God na way para mas mapalapit tayo sa Kanya.
Hi, this is Faith Garcia, triathlete and beauty queen, and this is my MX3 story.
Faith, so good to see you again. Let's begin the conversation. Can you share with us how MX3 impacted your life?
Ako kasi ate, parang pag may mga endorsements ako, gusto ko talaga yung full trust ko doon sa brand. So MX3 talaga, since 2017 until now, naniniwala ako dito sa product na to.
At balita ko, favorite mo ang mangosteen.
Any fruit ate, favorite ko. Pero isa yung mangosteen talaga sa pinaka gusto kong kainin palagi. Important sa akin talaga na alagaan ko yung sarili ko kasi hindi mo na maiiwasan mapagod kasi busy talaga ang schedules. So natutulungan talaga ako ng MSC na mabawasan yung stress physically and dahil sa antioxidants na meron siya, malaking tulong siya sa akin. So kaya ko na-achieve yung mga na-achieve ko like sa sports in general dahil sa MSC. Iba yung feeling ko pag nakakapag-take ako ng MSC at hindi.
Dahil sa MX3, alaga ka!
Do you have a gambling problem? To know more about PAGCOR's Responsible Gaming Program, including its player exclusion program. Visit www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. A message of concern from the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation. DWIZ Negoshow kasama sina Lito Gagni at Gerry Urbina. Negoshow.
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
Oo.
Yeah.
Coach Anda, bago tayo mag-break, I was going to ask, yung, di ba, sometimes, balik tayo sa mga entrepreneur, di ba? Minsan, yung mga entrepreneurs suffer from yung lack of confidence, di ba? Lalo na kapag may fear of failure.
Yeah.
Diba? And also, what I've noticed with some entrepreneurs naman, and again, speaking for myself, sometimes I feel like I'm stuck or stagnant or hindi na lumalaki or lumalago yung negosyo ko. So how can coaching address those issues? Diba?
Okay. So in situations like that, we can see a situation in many ways. And sometimes if we're just focused on one part of the situation, it gets us stuck. Like if you feel very negative about it, like it won't move forward. So the best thing for, if I were going to give advice, is a focus on what you can control. So a lot of it also is the mindset, no? And mindset and handling a very difficult problem.
Okay.
So that's where also grit comes in. Being able to weather through kahit ang hirap, diba?
Yes.
Pero also understanding ano yung triggers mo sa person.
Okay.
So because if you're not aware kung ano yung triggers mo, it can affect how you're responding sa environment mo. So if you're aware of that, you're able to also prepare for how you deal with change when you know yourself. Kasi different people deal with change differently. Eh. So it's knowing how you also deal with change, deal with stress, and knowing how to do that, coming up with the right strategies to help you look at change or look at challenges differently. And one more thing also is I think it's important to do step by step. So, because sometimes you want it all at the same time, you want it to happen, but you have to also be able to focus kung ano ba talaga yung goal ko for this business. And maybe right now it's too big for me and maybe I should just take it by phases, by steps.
Yep.
And I'll actually eventually get there.
Well, yan, Tito, ha? Step by step.
Step by step.
Ito, ha?
Baby steps.
Baby steps, ha, Tito? Yan, ha? We're learning so much
Ba't
today.
ka nakatingin sa akin?
Hindi, sinasabi ko lang, Tito. Pwede mo yung gamitin sa love life mo, Tito. Take it step by step, Tito. Di ba? Baby steps. It's my turn.
It's your turn to roast.
Kala mo, Tito, ha?
Speechless.
Hindi, biro lang, Tito.
Hindi.
No. But I'm going back to you, Coach Anda. Kasi yun nga, you're one of the top 100 influential Filipino women on LinkedIn. And in fact, Tito, Coach Anda started yung
Philippines top 30 leaders on LinkedIn.
Philippines top 30 leaders on LinkedIn. And it's entering its fourth year.
Third year.
Third year pala, sorry.
third year.
Third year. Yes.
Yeah.
Oo. Can you talk about that? And what inspired you to start this?
So come up with that.
Yeah.
So my co-founder, Ian Santos, and I had a similar goal. We wanted to recognize the leaders who are struggling during the pandemic to keep their businesses afloat.
Yes.
And it is also very hard to lead teams kasi nag-shift to online.
Yes.
Correct, yes.
A lot of people weren't seeing their teams physically. So ang hirap to lead teams. So what we wanted to do was to give awards to the top 30 leaders based on nominations. So we had judges at the time. We also got nominations in our first year. And it's been doing pretty well. Actually, the first year we were trending on LinkedIn because of that. So it also shows you the importance of people recognizing and celebrating what leaders have done for the company and for the organization and for the people they work with. Yeah.
Wow, galing.
Galing, oh.
Yeah. And Coach Andas, again siguro kasi we're approaching the tail end of our show. Again, how can they reach out to you? Yung mga nanonood at nakikinig right now na interesado na magpa-coach sa inyo. Yeah. What's the best way of reaching you? Yeah.
So I'm very active on LinkedIn and on
Okay.
Facebook.
Yep.
So and on Facebook you can find me at Coach Anda, and on LinkedIn it is Anda Del Rosario. So let me say that again.
Yeah.
On LinkedIn it is Anda Del Rosario. That's how you can find me. On Facebook it is Coach Anda.
Yeah. And again,
Yan, malapit na.
malapit
Usually, at the end, before the end of the show, we ask our guests to, part with their nuggets of wisdom so that others may profit from them.
That's right, ma'am. If you could share some tips or advice to the aspiring entrepreneurs that are watching our show and business owners as well that are watching our program right now, listening to our program.
Oh, this is the number one program in this slot, 2 to 3.
Congratulations.
Number
Oy, salamat.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations on
Yeah.
that. So, well, for me, it's because my expertise is on change.
Okay.
I don't know if I was able to mention that earlier, but I work with a lot of teams and leaders on change, meaning if the business is accelerating or you're a new leader working for another company or anything new, it's very hard for a leader to adjust right away. So with change, again, I go back to looking at where you are and where you need to go. And maybe the things that you were doing in the past may not be helpful for you anymore. And I think with change, it's a lot about a key question that leaders struggle with also, or business owners, is what do I need to accept? Or another question is, what do I need to unlearn? So yung unlearning kasi super hirap yan because you're sanay ka na to do certain things. But what will be relevant to my situation today that will really help me? What do I really need to stop doing? So with that, you can easily move through change by looking at those questions or those guiding statements that will help them move forwards in a really good way.
Ganda.
Yeah.
Ganda. Yan, ha? Tito, so you should book a session already with Coach Anda. Ha? Kasi baby steps, Tito. Step
Baby
by step, di ba? Well, Coach Anda, again, I mean, thank you so much for spending your Thursday afternoon with us. Ang dami pa nating tanong. I think we can still ask or get a few more questions in,
Sure,
Tito.
go ahead.
Well, one is yung binasa ko lang dito, yung big struggle, di ba, with a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs is yung tinatawag na delegation. Diba? Kasi gusto nila gawin lahat di ba?
Gusto niya siya,
Siya lang, oo.
Yung
Diba?
micromanager. diba?
Micromanaging, ganyan.
Yeah.
Paano mo, through your coaching, and paano mo sila natutulungan na, or nakukonvince na to step away and mag-delegate ng trabaho sa mga kasama nila, di ba?
It's interesting that you said that because with a lot of businesses that are actually growing fast, maybe in the beginning you can be hands-on, but later on as it's growing, you have to learn how to make your team your partners also. Because as a leader or as a boss or as a business owner, it's a lot about being strategic, being able to plan, being able to see the big picture. But if you're doing what they're doing, you can't see those things. So kailangan mong makita rin yung value of if there's too much control, di mo magagawa yung role mo. And you're the only one who can actually do that role because that's why you're there in that position.
Yeah.
So they need a leader. They don't need someone to do things for them. And if you also have the patience to empower them, to make them do things, or you delegate, they will actually be your partners, your thinking partners in the business. And they will be able to do the things, even the little things that you're doing, and they can already do it. So the question is, what are the things that my team can do that I shouldn't be doing anymore as a leader? What are the things that I can train them to do slowly? I say slowly because it takes time to also train them and to delegate and to make them build the skills that you want them to learn. So just being patient, looking at it at a period of 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, and really focusing on the goals that you want for your team.
Ang ganda.
Yeah.
So Tito, yan ha, ulit. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Take it slow, Tito, with life, love, and work. Ha? Tanda mo yan, Tito. Well,
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Next
Thank you so much, Coach Anda, for spending your Thursday, and we hope to have you back.
Yeah.
in the show, okay? Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Our next program is
Senyor
Your Balita with Senyor Ray Pacheco.
Ay.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy Thursday.
Walang yumayaman sa pagiging empleyado lang. Dapat lahat tayo nagninegosyo. Timing! Narito ang isang programang magbibigay ng tamang gabay sa pagnenegosyo. Pakinggan at panoorin ang mga ekspertong magiging guest dito. Isang show para sa